All right, we're back for more Versus Live. I'm Todd Anderson.
I'm Ross Merriam.
We got Taylor in the booth taking all questions. Previous match had a pretty solid showing from the Rakdos mid-range deck. Jody Keith, I don't want to call it his baby, but the deck he's been, piloting for the last 6 months or so. Ran it up against a new combo deck featuring Tezzeret, the Master at the Bridge, and didn't quite work out so well.
Got to assemble the combo once.
Did get to assemble the combo once. And, honestly, when it comes to combo decks, that's all that really matters because it's going to get figured out eventually. When your first draft, you do it, you did it, Yep. And then you just got to figure out all the other pieces. But now, moving on to match 2, I'm going to be playing the new Saheeli, 3-mana Planeswalker. Whenever you play a non-creature spell, you get a servo. It's a static ability. It's pretty powerful static ability. Unfortunately, the minus is not very good. An artifact you control becomes a copy of an artifact or a creature that you also control. But that's it. It just lasts on a turn. So, if you have a Crackling Drake, yeah, you can minus and it becomes a Crackling Drake, and you can attack for big chunks of damage. That's pretty good, right? But for the most part, it's just Saheeli's more of like an enchantment that you just sits around and generates servo after servo after servo. So that's what we're going to be playing today. And if you look at the deck list, which we should have on Cardboard Live.
That is correct.
We have a bunch of new cards. Row's Outburst, Ingress Rampage, Augur Boros reprints, and the newest one that actually got previewed today, which was Enter the God Eternals. Now, this card, very reminiscent of something we've seen in the past with Ribbons of Night, where deals 4 to a creature, gain 4 life, draw a card, right? Instead,
I was really hoping you were going to say Ribbons of Night and not just say Flame Tongue Kavu, because it's like 4-power creature, deals 4 to something.
Oh, yeah.
But you said Ribbons of Night. And
yeah. It's Ribbons of Night. Are you kidding? It's my favorite card in Limited ever printed. Anyway,
it was real good Limited.
So
wow.
5 mana, deal 4 to a creature, gain 4 life, target player mills 4 cards, whatever. That doesn't matter. The only reason that's on the card specifically is to make sure that your opponent can't kill their own creature in response and counter making a 4/4. That's why that's there. Yeah. But you mill target player for 4, which works pretty well if you do it on yourself with Search for Scout. I did that in a test game earlier.
It also gets rid of gods if they just put it on the top.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And then the last and probably most important part of this card, Amass for 4. Create a 0/0 zombie and put 4 counters on it. Now, if you already have a zombie, you make an 8/8. If you don't already have a zombie, you just get a 4/4 and kill a thing and gain 4 life. And that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that is a powerful magic card. Is it blue, blue, black, or blue, black, black?
I think it's like blue, blue, black 2 or
have
something.
It in your deck.
Look, I saw it today and I immediately put it in the deck and I haven't looked at it since. Go ahead, your turn. Blue, blue, black 2.
Okay.
Ha, I was right.
Yeah, having it be a single black, I think, is a big deal because now it's splashable. Mm-hmm. I could honestly maybe we can completely re-envision these spell-heavy decks and play the amass card equal to the number of spells in your graveyard, along with this and Saheeli and maybe Murmuring Mystic, and be less Drake-heavy and more just tokens and more spells.
Yeah, so that's what I'm playing, and I want to know, what are you playing against me?
I am playing a Boros Heroic. We'll sort of put that in finger quotes because there's no card that actually has the word heroic on it.
Right, but
there is a card
just like in Modern, though, the affinity decks don't have anything that say affinity on them.
There is the 10th District Legionnaire, which effectively has heroic. It's the same ability, but they don't import keywords from other blocks. We've got a bunch of other creatures that play well with these cheap spells. Dreadhorde Arcanist to play well with pump spells. We've got Krenko that plays really nicely with Samet Sprint. You can, on turn 4, go Krenko Sprint, attack, get a counter, make 4 goblins immediately. We've got Aurelia to help pump our creatures, also sweet with Krenko. Mm-hmm. And it's just a powerful standalone against removal heavy decks. And then Feather the Redeemed, which is sort of the real all-star here, the card that has the most potential, I think. Lets you recycle all your spells over and over again. With Defiant Strike, it's super important as a card advantage engine. With Samet Sprint and Integrity Intervention, we can rebuy removal or pump spells. And then we've got some one protection spell whose name escapes me, the Ixalan. 1 white instant, target creature gets indestructible, scry 1.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sheltering.
There we go.
Yeah, it's kind of like God's Willing. Costs 1 mana, you get a scry out of it, which is pretty cool. But instead of protection, it's indestructible. So not quite as good against things like Vraska's Contempt or making it unblockable in certain situations, which the old heroic decks used to do, and put it to great use. I'm really curious to see how this deck plays out because it looks sweet. A lot of the creatures are reliant on the spells that you play to make them better. And we don't really get to see a lot of that in like any format. We have that right now in mono blue, Curious Obsession, and but as far as like instant sorcerers are concerned, like the new creature that has like virtual heroic but doesn't say heroic is it made me mad. Not gonna lie, it's heroic. Just have heroic.
Yeah, I don't really understand the policy of not importing keywords, but that's how they do it, and that's what we have to live with. I'm definitely worried about this matchup where Todd has a lot of removal and card advantage, and Angrass Rampage is in particular problematic. I think triggering Krenko is going to be a big part of this matchup, but Todd also has a bunch of ways to make tokens of his own to keep up with that. But we do have Experimental Frenzy in the sideboard, and that's going to be really big because Todd doesn't really have a way to answer it, and it can overcome basically any amount of removal that he has.
Yep. Alrighty. I am taking a mulligan. My hand had one land. We're going to try to get some more lands.
My hand has 2 lands and some creatures and some spells, so that seems ideal.
All right. Any questions while I'm shuffling out? Anyone
people
want to know?
asking if the card is good enough for Dimir midrange with Dreadhorde Invasion and the similar shell to last season. I'm assuming the Eternal card.
Yeah. There wasn't really a good Dimir deck last season, so I don't know. Probably just goes in its own type of deck. I don't know if it fits in a current deck. We'll say that. All right, this hand is keepable but bad in this matchup. Searcher Scout on top. That's the perfect place for it to be. Your turn.
Okay, I will start on a Plains and pass.
All right, I will play a Search for Escanta.
I will play Clifftop Retreat and Dreadhorde Arcanist. Pass.
All right.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. All right, we'll keep this one. Make you sacrifice. Your turn.
Mountain pass.
Well, that's either really good for me or really bad for me. I'm not sure which. Probably pretty good for me. I'm going to just go ahead and play a Saheeli with 5 loyalty and say go.
You're up.
It was really good for me. I'm going to go out on a limb. Let's say that's great. Put the land in the grave.
The 8-ball says signs are good.
All right, I'm going to make you discard 2 cards, and I'm going to create a servo. Deal you 3 damage. You're going to go to 17. Slave up. Unfortunately, I'm playing 4 copies of Carnival Carnage in my deck. Or maybe it's just 3. I can't recall. I think it's 4, though.
You have 1 card in your hand?
I have 1 card left, yes. But, all right. Here go.
On your end step, I'll Define Strike Servo.
Sure.
And I will shock Saheeli.
She's shocked. She's doing the Pikachu face.
Oh my god. Did you see the altar that Blackwing did of not Theater of Horrors, but the other card? Like 5 black.
Plain Aurelia. Pass the turn.
I have not seen that, no.
Just hope this Aurelia... no, I shouldn't do this. I should just spend this turn killing this thing.
Yeah.
Let's intervention that. I go to 20.
I don't know why you wouldn't just kill Saheeli. All right, so you're back at 20.
You can go.
All right, search for Escanta. Land in the grave. Draw for turn. Ooh, Thought Eraser you.
No! Oh no!
Don't worry, you would have got punished if you had done the other way too.
I had Aurelia plus Sheltering Light set up.
Okay, I will take the Sheltering Light, I think. Attack you for 1.
19.
Here you go.
Ugh. Go.
I'll kill it. All
Fritz in chat bringing up a good point about not putting heroic on the cards just because they would have to print the reminder text because it's not an evergreen mechanic. So that makes a little sense.
I hit you to 18. Transform Escanta, your turn.
It's not going well. Ugh. Pass.
All right, activate. We will take an Enter the Gods Eternal.
It's pretty good.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Escanta being able to dig for a card that functions as a threat is...
well, I can't... I mean, I can target my servo, I guess, and make a 4/4, but I'd rather just hold it as like a removal spell. So
I'm at 17.
Your turn.
Well, it doesn't deal 5, so that's true. Hope you don't have an answer, which is unlikely.
All right, we are going to. Well, we're going to deal with this in one way or another, but I think he has 2 cards in hand, so we'll take the Thought Erasure just to make sure that we don't get blown out by the Sheltering Light. All right, Thought Erasure you.
2 removal spells.
I'll take the Reckless Rage because you can just cast it this turn, I guess. Keep that on top, and then I'll bedevil. Attack for 1. You're at 16.
Yep.
Your turn.
You can go. I am pretty dead this game.
Back.
15. It's going to die to this servo token.
Go.
Pass.
Activate Escanta. Take a Rouse Outburst. Now we're using Escanta here just digging for another Saheeli since it can find a Saheeli, which is nice. But here, like, our entire deck is just removal
14.
spells, and I don't think Ross can really get out of it. Here you go.
Go. Certainly not with 4 lands off the top.
Yeah. Feel free to concede so we can play more games.
Okay. I'll concede this one.
My hand's just like 7 removal spells. I don't know.
For the person in chat wondering what a good Grixis list is, look at this.
Yeah,
Looks
you
pretty
jerk.
cool.
Wait, come on, you jerk. I got one here.
Yeah,
It's right here.
that's what I'm just saying. There's. It seems like someone in chat really likes Grixis decks, and you've been asking, "Hey, what's a good direction?"
Oh, here you
This might
go.
be a pretty good
Dude,
direction.
I'm doing it right now. We're checking. Check it out. That's what we're doing.
Now, dang old man.
Hang on,
City
dang on,
Grixis,
man. Come on, man. Dang. Oh, man, dang. All right. Game 2. Any questions over there? Like actual questions that aren't mean?
There hasn't been a mean question.
That was mean. Meanish.
In your opinion, what's the best and what is the worst Planeswalkers previewed so far?
No comment. I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about any of them.
Well,
so
then
I'm
just
gonna...
say which one you're looking forward to.
What is the best one? I don't really know.
Put me on the spot, man. Come on. I don't know. I'm over here trying out things.
I like the new Nissa a lot. 3-mana Nissa, giving your things flash.
I think that one sucks.
There's plenty of bad ones.
It was an innocent question, guys. Come on.
It wasn't in the question. I have no idea. Just leave me alone.
Leaving alone has been.
Yeah, this hand seems fine. Reasonable
Right.
mix of stuff.
Yeah. Mine too.
Mountain
Not
Go.
the greatest, but
Mushy for 2.
yeah, that one's bad.
You're at 18. You can go.
Do not have an answer for that one just this second because I'm playing a bunch of Carnival Carnage instead of Shock. I thought erasure you.
Well, might
And
want.
a bunch more small creatures. So whatever. This one.
Surveil one.
Yep. Go.
That's not bad.
Gonna mush me for 8.
Scry
pretty good.
1.
Yep. Pick up your hand, man. Clean it up.
I do generally want to keep threats around, just to try to overload Todd as much as possible. But is this one good? I think I'm going to Sam at Sprint here, just to scry towards a land again. But I do think I'm just going to keep this because I'm going to get another scry. So let's sprint this, get another counter. We'll have 2 instances of scry 1 now.
Yep.
Now we really want to land, so I'm going to bottom that. And it's not really the land we wanted.
What are you doing? Oh, you
Looking
get
at
to scry twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
One of the things that's awkward about this list in particular is that it's more red heavy than white, but it plays Feather, which is a double white card. So the mana base is pretty awkward. I have 2 Boros Guild Gates as a result, which is not a big issue because I don't have 1-drops, but here, I really don't want this land. Yeah, I think we have to put up that on the bottom.
Okay.
So now we get in for 7.
Yep, I'm at 11.
Pass the turn.
It's turn 3, I'm at 11.
Yeah, you're just going to kill this thing. And then
I don't have remove so far. I just said that.
Well, you didn't have one earlier. I just assumed you had a 3-mana one.
Nope. Like I said, all my Carnival Carnages should be shocks probably, or Shivan Fires or something. But I wanted diversity in my spells so that I could always cast stuff under Saheeli. And here I'm going to get him to play one more spell just to kill the Saheeli and not do me a bunch of damage, but also might just die.
Attack you.
All right.
You're at 7.
7.
You can go.
All right. Land. Hey. Let's go deal 3 here. Get a servo. Top 2. Keep this. Ooh, that's probably bad. Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh indeed.
You're at 7.
I'm at 7 lives.
So aren't you just dead?
Then kill me.
Reckless Rage 4 here, 2 here. It gets counter. Now it's a 5/5. Bump it.
Look, you gotta do it. Okay? That's your deck. You kill me with 2 mana, just like Heroic. Pretty sweet.
Okay. Well, kind of stole that one.
All right, both decks doing what they want to do.
Reckless Rage is a nice one in this deck because it functions as a way to target your own creatures and a removal spell in aggressive matchups, kind of like Dramoka's Command in the old Bant Heroic. And none of the creatures die to it. I guess Krenko has to attack by itself to not die to it, but or like you can target a token that Krenko makes. But Dreadhorde Arcanist, 3 toughness. 10th District Legionnaire, if it gets targeted, will go up to 3. Feather will go up to as 4 toughness.
Let me see all your cards. Let me see your deck. All right. Any questions for us? I'm going to just look over his deck real quick because I need to see if my sideboard cards actually do anything. I think they don't.
Looking for good questions. What do you think of the new God mechanic? We talked about that.
Yeah, it's the same as... I mean, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. We'll just take a break. We'll take a few minutes so we get sideboards together here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in... Can we do 2 minutes?
Yeah, I can do 2 minutes.
All right, 2-minute break. Be right back. Alrighty, we're here for sideboarding, and on my side of things, we're bringing in 4 copies of Duress. Ross's deck is pretty spell heavy already, and I assume that the removal is coming out in favor of a bunch of things that I have trouble with. So we have Thought Eraser and Duress to hopefully snipe a Frenzy and before it goes out of control. But we can also use it to take away some of his protection spells before we cast our removal spells. Carnival Carnage isn't that good in this matchup. This card is pretty reasonable, I think, to play over Shock in some decks, especially if you can cast Carnage pretty easily. There are a lot of 1-toughness creatures that you want to kill early, but obviously if I had Shock here, it would be a little bit better. We would probably leave in Shock and cut something else.
Shock still only kills 10th District Legionnaire.
Yeah, but that's like the best one.
Yeah. But
all right.
Still not great.
Your turn.
On my side, Todd is right. We're bringing out our weak removal, upgrading some of the removal into Fight with Fire and Ixalan's Binding that can handle Murmuring Mystic and Saheeli. We've got our Experimental Frenzies, which are our ace in the hole. And this one Healing Grace is another good protection spell against decks that use damage-based removal. And Todd has Enter the God Eternals. The God Eternals. Is it the God Eternals or the Gods Eternal?
The God Eternals, because they are each of them a God Eternal.
Okay, that's their title.
Yes.
Okay, Enter the God Eternals and Samet's or Ral's Outburst. There we go.
Yep.
So we have a good protection spell against Todd's most expensive removal, which is kind of nice. This card is also just unbelievably good against the red decks. So I think it'll be a good sideboard card in decks like this. I think we should probably be playing more protection spells in our main deck and a couple fewer removal spells.
Yeah, Sheltering Light. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that card seems nice.
Yeah, I should have 4 Sheltering Lights. At one point, when I'm making lists, they often evolve into, different things. And at one point, I was thinking about trying to build a more red-heavy list that had Runaway Steamkin in it with a bunch of, red target cards. And that one needed more, Proactive Burn. But
all right. Any questions from Twitch chat while we're shuffling up?
First question is, what cards from War of the Spark do you foresee making the most impact in Modern?
In Modern, Dreadhorde Arcanist, 100%. The card is stupid. It is a Snapcaster Mage every single turn, and it will redefine what it means to play Legacy.
Ross, anything at all?
The 4-mana version sees play. Just want to throw that out there. The 4-mana version of this card does like the same thing.
It's like a big flying creature, and you cast a spell for free. Not for free, but
That card also casts a spell for free. What's your point?
it doesn't. You're talking about. I misspoke. It just Snapcasters a spell every turn, but it's also like a big flying creature.
It's like a 2/4 flyer or whatever. It's not that big. It's not that good.
Oh. 2-mana creature that needs to untap for a turn to gain value while still dying to all of the removal spells that people play makes me skeptical.
Oh,
But-
you mean in the Days Wasteland deck?
Yeah, like
Days
it is a
Wasteland
card that, like,
Force deck?
if you protect, is going to kill them.
Yes.
So, but
You lead with Delver. 90% of opponents bolt it or plow it or whatever. You follow that with Dreadhorde Arcanist, and they die. They're dead. The game is over.
yeah. No, I'm intrigued.
People out here playing Terramander. Old flying men.
Pete Terry?
All right. I'm going to be on the play here.
You show Scary Terry some respect.
Scary Terry's good in not Legacy. All right. I'm going to keep this in.
I will keep my hand as well, though it's kind of slow.
Your turn.
Pass.
I will play Search for a Scon. No, I'm going to play a Thought Eraser. I can't let him play that 10th District, whatever, Mabob.
Legionnaire. Don't have it.
What are,
Told
what
you
are
my
your
hand's slow.
creatures? All I
Got
want is the
Krenko and
creatures.
Aurelia.
Krenko and Aurelia.
I got a special question from Ross from Yoel Larson. Shout out to Yoel in the chat. What do you think about playing Thrash Threat or a Sure Assembly in the Heroic deck?
Both cards worry me because they're double colored of a color, and this deck's mana base is already weak. And being 2 mana is awkward. If you were to be a Sure Assembly, if you were to be a 3-color deck, if you wanted to splash green, and then you could play Collision Colossus and Thrash Threat more easily. So maybe like in a Naya color deck that has better mana to do those things. That's interesting. You just put another Thought Eraser in the bin?
Yeah. The way my hand's set up, I'm just not going to cast it for a while, so.
Pass.
It might actually just be good. I don't know. Whatever. Go. Nice.
Not bad. Probably going to die, but
Oh, I don't have it yet. All right, that was a good draw. Go.
Yet being the word.
I didn't have it yet.
I already have a removal spell for a potential Murmuring Mystic. Kind of want to just deal with this search.
You should.
We're going to be playing a long game here because I don't really have any pressure. Oh, I can also...
You got Aurelia.
Yeah, it's probably going to die.
Why do you just always expect your creatures to die? Have you not seen what happened last game?
I'm going to shock myself to 18 and play the Aurelia.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Go.
Mentor.
16.
Attack for 4.
That's not the name. Or, you're not mentor.
Or not mentor.
Yeah, yeah.
Trigger. You know, yeah.
That's fine. 16 to 20. Or 16 to 18.
Play Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Sure.
Pass.
Try to rouse outburst the Dreadhorde Arcanist.
I will integrity it in response.
That's fine. Alright, so still get to do the top 2. Keep the spell, bend the land. I go.
Yes.
Okay, draw. I will play a Murmuring Mystic, and then I will Thought Erasure you. Get a bird.
I have another Defiant Strike, which is kind of nice.
Take the 5 with fire. Keep this on top. Here you go.
Check this out.
Oh, yeah. This sucks.
Yeah.
You're just going to get the 5 with fire my thing.
Yeah, so I can I can target the Arcanist with the trigger and fight with fire and not have to use Defiant Strikes, but I kind of want to cycle these Defiant Strikes. But then
no, I mean just Defiant Strike this once, attack for pump this by itself,
and then mentor to
onto this, and then fight with fire this.
Yeah, that sounds like the right thing to do. So I definitely want to mentor onto this to get it out of outburst range too.
Mm-hmm. Todd mentoring Ross.
So we'll Defiant Strike the Arcanist.
Draw a card.
Those were not particularly good draws.
Well, luckily you get to draw more cards.
I want to just do it again.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I just want to cycle through my deck.
Well, if you do it... Okay, yeah, never mind, it's fine.
So we'll do the Arcanist again, because this will end up being 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I need to make this 3 before the Mentor, too, because it has to target something less. So your line wouldn't work. I need to Defiant Strike anyway. Okay, so now this is a 3. We'll go to combat. Aurelia targets herself.
Yep.
We will attack with both Mentor target here, Arcanist target fight with fire, the Mystic. This attack is now for 8.
And she gives herself trample in this Arcast trample.
Yep.
So I'll take 7. Go to
8.
8.
They're both 4s. So you're at 8, and then I'll play Mountain and another Arcanist. Pass.
Vomit.
That goes on the stack.
Vomits on the stack. Next turn. Alright, I'll just bedevil this one. Go. Pretty sure I'm dead. Might actually be actual dead.
Okay, so Aurelia can target herself again because I'm just targeting Defiant Strike. Notably, to target Integrity Intervention, you need to be 5 power.
Ooh.
But you got either half. Yeah. That's a recent change with how split cards work. You used to be able to target either half of it.
And then cast the other half if you want.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So yeah, you could not just use this to hit Integrity and then cast Intervention like you used to.
Alright, so 6, Defiant Strike is 7.
And I will Defiant Strike here. I don't think it matters much, because if you had removal, you would be casting it. So now this is a 3 and this is a 4. So it's for 7.
I'm at 1.
Brings you to 1, and I have Land Arcanist again. You can go.
Yep, you went. Arcanist, great.
Yeah,
it's like you just piped up that card not 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean, the card's insane. I don't know how good it's going to be in Standard, but like if our preliminary testing involves Ross casting a fight with fire off of it, like it can't be bad in Standard. It can't. There's shock. There's a lot of things that can just. The fact that you can pump it and then attack and pump it again is pretty sweet.
Yeah, with Samet Sprint too, with haste, so it can just be a 5 power haste out of nowhere with 2 scries.
Yeah, that's definitely sweet. Definitely cool.
We might see our aggro decks built a little different.
Yeah, absolutely. I got no real questions for you while you're shuffling up, but let's see if I can find some good ones. Ross, okay, we got one. Ross, what do you think about a Jeskai version of this deck to give access to Dive Down or Spell Pierce, or is that just not enough to splash?
That was his first version.
Yeah,
like Poop Soup.
I wanted to play Obsession too, but you don't really have 1-drops to do that.
Yeah.
So you basically be splashing just for Dive Down, and you already have Sheltering Light. There's a 2-mana one that gives +2/+2 and Indestructible, and the Healing Grace. So you have like 3 reasonable protection spells already in white. So I don't think you need to splash for Dive Down, even though it's better than those. I like the idea of a green splash because Collision Colossus, Thrash Threat, and Assume something else all seem really good.
Man, what if you had Dromoka's Command? I miss Dromoka's Command.
Oh God, get out!
What are you talking about? That was the original deck. That was it. That was the deck.
I mean, the original was just Azorius.
I know.
Then there was the Jeskai build with Battle Rage.
Actually, the original was my block constructed version that splashed. It was red white, and we didn't do too good.
What do we think about Arcanist and Death Shadow?
Sure, sign me up, man. Inquisition you again. Bolt ya. It's good. It's good. It's a good card. Cast Traversal of Wall again. I don't know. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I've got a land heavy hand, but it's a solid one.
All right, duress you. 18.
You get my binding.
All right, here we go.
Foundry go.
Did you take 2, Todd?
Yeah, I'm at 18.
Okay.
Sorry. I will play an Augur. Augur. Go. Block.
Can you cast kicker cards off
Okay,
Arcana?
pay 2 life, gut shot my Legionnaire.
I don't think so.
Yes, you can.
I mean,
Because you're casting the card with Arcanist.
but you have to pay the kicker cost.
Yeah, you have to pay the kicker cost.
Yeah.
But
You don't,
kicker,
get you don't get to kick for free.
yeah, you don't get to kick for free. But if you have 7 mana and a 3 power Arcanist, or 6 mana, right? If you have 5 in red, you can kick 5 with fire. It's one of the reasons it's a 1 of on the sideboard.
All right. Slot Erasure while you still have cards in your hand
Yeah.
to take.
I've got 2 good ones.
Ooh. So I think I'm just going to take his creature, maybe? Maybe just take Sheltering Light. Or Tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Legionnaire thing. Just kind of grind through all your protection. I will...
That was historically the way to do it against these heroic decks. And attack. Samet sprint.
Sure.
2 instances of Scry 1 here. Let's get that land at the bottom. And this one seems okay. It's not great, though. I think I need something great. So I'm actually going to bottom that.
Okay.
You can go.
Go. And now I could do this on upkeep, but he's 100% going to protect it with Sheltering Light, so I'm just going to end up taking 1 more damage. So I'm just going to take 3. Go to
Classic infect
15.
strat of, take damage while you can and end step all this stuff.
Yeah. All right, instep, I'll Rouse Outburst on the 10th district. And he'll play the protection spell, but...
This is where Die Down would be better because it would stop the extra effects, things like that. But, 2 instances of Scry again. I like that one, so we'll keep it.
All right, I'm going
Got
to
a
keep
4/4.
this one and put this one in the graveyard. And I will go Duress You. And then I'll Devil this. Play Steve, it's your turn.
Okay. I've got an Aurelia on the top.
Wow, that's good.
You're up.
Yikes. Your turn.
Attack for 4.
11.
Feather.
Come on.
You can go.
All right, I will play a
And I got 2
Saheeli,
angels already here. Maybe I need to get some Lyras in this deck.
Play a Saheeli, play a land, say go.
Okay. Go to beginning of combat. Target the Aurelia.
Okay. I'm just gonna kill Feather. I'm gonna kill Feather on my turn. I shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
There's no reason for me to wait.
Okay.
'Cause I'm gonna do it before you mentor onto it anyway.
Yeah. So now I'll target Aurelia, attack the Saheeli, and Samet sprint it.
Yep.
Take down the Saheeli and get to Scry, bottom that land, and pass the turn.
Oh, good draw. Your turn.
At least Aurelia has trample.
Mm-hmm.
Attack you, or
I'm at 7.
actually, I guess we can play this and attack and get to mentor on it immediately.
Yeah.
And you get to block, but I get to grow it.
Mm-hmm.
So you take 4, go to 7.
Yep.
You can go.
Go.
Go to beginning of combat.
Yeah.
Target the Legionnaire.
With the +2
With the-
+0 or
with the Aurelia.
Mentor? Okay.
So now it's a
sure.
5.
I'm at 7.
Yep.
Okay.
Take 2. You're at 5. You can go.
No, it's trample, right? Isn't that what she
Oh,
does?
yeah. So
I
you
got-
take,
I
you're
got
at
a
1.
Yeah.
You can go.
Otherwise, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Just punch me for more damage. Okay. Tilt. This deck's not built well, but whatever. I'm done.
It's that part of day. Yeah, it's about 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's about that time when Todd just loses all of his games and his decks don't work. And
Well, One of the cards that I was wondering about how it would perform in this deck is the Aurelia, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the creatures, key off of how much power they have, Krenko and Dreadhorde Arcanist. And
being able to play it and then pumping one of those creatures just seems outstanding, right? And it's kind of hard to kill. It acts differently than the rest of your creatures, and it just gives you something to do once you draw more than 3 lands, which is pretty sweet. I mean, it's obviously really powerful. It's been one of the linchpins of various standard decks in the last 7 months or however long. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff going on with this deck, though.
No, for sure. Defiant Strike looked quite good. The 2-drop guy looked awesome. 10th District Legionnaire looked fantastic.
I mean, what was the one that Battlewise Hoplite was the Azorius one back in the day? And Ban Heroic would have played a lot more of that card. It just couldn't work into the mana. Yeah. And it was a really good card in the Azorius built of Heroic. Mm-hmm. And this card is just that with haste.
Yeah, with haste is nuts. I don't get it. I don't know. It's pretty disgusting.
I mean, we don't have the card advantage cards from the Heroic decks, Treasure Cruise and Ordeal of Thassa, which is a problem. Mm-hmm. Feather can and Arcanist can, but they both need to stay around. Right. So I think we need more protection spells in this deck and a few fewer removal spells. But Reckless Rage is a really nice removal spell to have because it's an enabler.
Yeah, I mean, you just have Lava Coils in all your decks because you're afraid of 4 toughness creatures. Just cut your Lava Coils.
Yeah, those 2 Lava Coils I think should just be 2 more Sheltering Lights.
For sure.
And maybe we can try out, a Nihilist because there are some good green cards to play in the deck too. So
yeah, I mean, I think splashing a color at this point is not super difficult, and since you're the aggressive deck, I think that should be okay.
The only card that's really taxing to cast is Feather as a white card on turn 2.
Yeah.
But splashing green and maybe cutting down on Shock might help you not need as much red early. But
you have Shock in your deck too. Good Lord.
I wanted to be the deck isn't as well equipped to be like a true heroic deck because it doesn't have 1 mana creatures.
Sure, no, that makes sense.
So it doesn't actually get to tempo you out as well. So I wanted 1 mana creatures if I was playing against an aggressive deck. 1 mana removal I think is important.
Man,
and
I just
some
want
reach.
To play heroic again.
Yeah, these cards seemed impressive. I just beat a deck that's a pile of removal spells.
Yeah,
you weren't really able to turn the corner effectively. I think that was the problem. You
needed
a lot
of lands.
Yeah.
Yeah. The servos from Saheeli didn't do very much here.
Saheeli did not seem very good.
Well, I mean, I'm playing against a deck with a bunch of flyers and creatures with trample.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that good against the deck with flyers and tramplers.
I also think this combo is really nice. Krenko, Salmon, Sprint.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately make 4 goblins.
We didn't get to see that in action, but we did that once off camera, and it was quite strong. So moral of the story is Saheeli maybe not so good, but potential. This deck needs to be built significantly differently. Probably just more sit back on your heels control deck with counter spells. I was trying to be more aggressive with Thought Erasure and removal spells that could be versatile in what they were hitting, but it just turned out where there were some games where I just won by a mile and a lot of games where I just flooded and died because I don't have Chemister's Insight or whatever.
Yeah, you were missing that key piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we got 2 matches down. We got 1 more up. Do we have anything from chat, or are we?
Yeah, I got a really good one from.
All right. Let's hit us with a question or 2 before we move on to the next.
Absolutely. With all the planeswalkers and those being historic cards, are there any historic cards, historic matters cards that you think might be poised for a Rise in Standard?
I keep thinking about how to play with the Weatherlight in a deck, but it just seems so hard to crew in any deck that wants to play it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if any of those cards were good, they would have already been good. There were a ton of legendary creatures from Dominaria, and there's been a bunch of Planeswalkers printed since then, and now there's 37 more. But I don't know, maybe Raf Capuchin was always the one that I was most excited about. Just being able to cast Lyra Dawnbringer at flash speed seemed pretty cool. But the problem is with Planeswalkers, you want to use the abilities, right? So having them be flash speed is not really that important because you can't activate their loyalty abilities. Now, with that said, all these have static abilities that could come into play in some spots where you want to play them at instant speed so that you get to untap and protect them with all your mana. Namely, Doing that with Rao Storm Conduit, because he can't protect himself, might actually be pretty good. And his important part is just surviving, so that he can minus and copy a spell, or you can infinite combo them.
Minus, copy, or deploy, and make 4 tokens, gain 6 life. Now they can't kill any of your planeswalkers or you.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah. Anyway, any more?
Yeah, I got one asking about opinion about Hero Precinct 1 in your deck, Ross, being there's kind of a lot of multicolored spells.
There's not that many. The 3 of the creatures
Integrity.
are multicolored, and Integrity.
Yeah. I think you need roughly 28, somewhere around there.
This deck has
Hero
12.
Precinct 1. I think you can play 1, maybe 2 other cards in your deck that aren't multicolor whenever you play Hero Precinct 1, because if you untap with it, you need to break it, and if your opponent kills it, you need to be, if your opponent doesn't kill it, you need to punish them to the max. And Ross's deck has a bunch of shock and reckless rage and other things that don't really do that.
The other thing you have to think about is when you're playing a heroic deck of that style, your spells need to be really cheap. And 1-mana spells, there aren't many of them that are multicolored. It's Carnival Carnage and Integrity Intervention. And you're lucky to have those 2. In a typical standard format, you'd have none. So even if you were going to say, okay, we've got a bunch of creatures and Integrity already in the deck, maybe we can build around Hero. I don't think that you're going to do that without really watering down the deck and making it significantly slower and ultimately worse. Because you already have 2 solid 2-drops in Arcanist and Legionnaire.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, that's going to do it for our second match today, but don't go anywhere. We got more Versus Life for you coming up right after this short break.